Hi everyone, I'm Kim Nelson. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. After reciting the Angelus prayer this past Sunday, Pope Francis was joined at the window of his study by two young adults. One handed him a tablet as he announced that the registration period for World Youth Day in Panama had opened. The Pope also used the post-Angelus remarks as an occasion to wish a Happy New Year to people in China and throughout the Far East. The Lunar New Year begins February 16th. Rome Reports has more from St. Peter's Square.
Pope Francis became the first person to register for World Youth Day in Panama, doing so on a tablet during the Sunday Angelus.
Oggi si aprono le iscrizioni alla Giornata Mondiale della Gioventù, che si svolgerà a Panama nel gennaio del 19. Anche io, alla presenza di due giovani, adesso mi iscrivo tramite internet. Ecco, mi sono iscritto come pellegrino alla Giornata Mondiale della Gioventù. Dobbiamo prepararci,
The Pope also gave a blessing in advance for the Chinese New Year, which will be celebrated on February 15th.
Invio il mio cordiale saluto a tutte le loro famiglie, con l'augurio che in esse si vivano sempre di più la solidarietà, la fraternità e il desiderio di bene, contribuendo a creare una società in cui ogni persona viene accolta, protetta, promossa e integrata. Invito a pregare per il dono della pace, tesoro prezioso da perseguire con compassione, lungimiranza e coraggio.
Looking now at news from around the world, the Anscombe Centre for Bioethics, a Catholic bioethics institute, has warned the Scottish government that children will be at increased risk of harm under proposed changes to the law on gender recognition. In a 7-page briefing paper on the Scottish review of the Gender Recognition Act 2004, the centre said proposed reforms to allow people to change gender by self-declaration will encourage vulnerable children to make life-changing decisions they may regret. At present, people may obtain certificates of new gender recognition under the Act if they are diagnosed as having gender dysphoria and have transitioned into a gender of their choice for at least 2 years. Anthony Horan, director of the Catholic Parliamentary Office and agency of the Bishops' Conference of Scotland, said gender dysphoria continues to be recognized as a genuine medical condition by moving to a self-declaratory model. Horan said, and demedicalizing the wish to transition legally, we may fail to provide the necessary support for those affected by gender dysphoria in the form of contact with health professionals. Proposals similar to the Scottish self-declaration proposals are expected in England and Wales later this year. More news from the Vatican reflecting on human trafficking. Pope Francis met on February 12th with Italian young people, adults, and migrants rescued from human traffickers. The Pope responded to the questions of 5 young people asked about preventing trafficking and assisting survivors. Rome Reports has more from the Vatican.
The Pope met in the Vatican with participants in the International Day of Prayer and Awareness Against Human Trafficking. Among them were victims, religious sisters who rescue people, and young volunteers. It was a Q&A-style meeting where the Pope explained that in human trafficking, there is a lot of hypocrisy.
Ci sono degli imprenditori che affittano ragazzi per lavoro schiavo, li prendono. E ci sono dei consumatori che vanno dalle ragazze non libere, schiave, perché quelle ragazze poi quando tornano alla casa del padrone, possiamo dire del capomafia, devono pagare tanto e tanto per giorno.
According to the Pope, it's also hypocritical to be scandalized or shocked by the reality and then not do anything to solve the problem. One student suggested a way to contribute could be by reporting the cases on social media. The Pope took the opportunity to remember that on social networks, some young people are attracted by deceit and are enslaved in many ways. Therefore, he asked them to watch what happens to their friends or siblings and to notify an adult if they detect a possible case.
And finally in the news, Bishop Jacques Benoit-Gonnin of Beauvais, France, has officially recognized the miraculous cure of a pilgrim to the Lourdes grotto. Sister Bernadette Moria, who is a French member of the Franciscan Oblates of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, had been partially paralyzed for more than 20 years despite repeated surgeries. Sister Moria, now 78, made her pilgrimage to Lourdes in 2008, the 150th anniversary of the apparitions. She said she went to confession and received the anointing of the sick during the pilgrimage. A few days after returning to her convent, she said she felt unusually relaxed and she experienced warmth throughout her body. Soon after, she began walking unaided and without pain. In November 2016, the International Medical Committee of Lourdes confirmed the nun's unexplained healing. Before her case went to the Committee of Lourdes, she had numerous tests and examinations which were studied by committees of the Lourdes Medical Bureau in 2009, 2013, and 2016. This is the 70th officially recognized miraculous cure of a pilgrim to the Lourdes grotto, where Mary appeared 160 years ago. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV network.